All right, everyone, we're getting ready to get started, okay? So, let me see. All right, I got my notes pulled up there. So, I'm very excited that you're watching this video because if you're watching this video, that means you are thinking about buying a house or you're in the process of buying a house. So, that's always a good thing. I did make a video on how I purchased my first home. So, if you get an opportunity, check out that video. It's kind of funny as well how it all started. But one of the things I did when I was interested in getting my first home was I reached out to a real estate agent first. So in your market, reach out to a local real estate agent that you would like to work with and go ahead and get started with them. And they're going to show you, what you need to do from start to finish. Okay. If you're in my market, we service the Austin and Houston market. And we also have agent partners in San Antonio and Dallas as well, and College Station. So we service pretty much the major cities in the Texas area. And if you're right here in Houston or Austin, then I service those clients. Okay, fantastic. So first step, make sure you reach out to a real estate agent and start the process, and they're going to tell you what you need to do in your city or county. The second step, if you're not going to pay cash, you're going to more than likely need financing. So your real estate agent will also tell you which lenders are some of the best lenders in the city to help you get your loan through. Because with lending, there can be a lot of challenges that come up, and I'm sure you've heard of them if you've had friends or family buy homes before. And so you don't want that to happen. You want it to be as smooth as possible transaction, and you want to work with some of the best lenders to be able to get that done for you. Okay. So they're going to be able to help you with that. The third step is sit down with your real estate agent and do a needs analysis or a buyer's consultation. And you're going to go over with that agent what type of home you're looking for, whether you're looking for a single family home, a 1-story, 2-story home, a duplex, triplex, fourplex, whether you're looking for a condo, whether you're looking for a high-rise apartment. You have to tell your agent what exactly you're looking for, what price range you want this in, how many car garages you want if you want that. You want to find out or tell them if you're looking for a modern home, a traditional home, a newer home, an older home. If you want a big home, like a large 5,000 square foot home, or you just want something starter like a 1,500 square foot home. So you got to give them a lot of details about what you're looking for in your market. And the agents who are very good in their marketplace will be able to narrow down the search and help you find exactly what you're looking for. Okay. Third step is you're going to select the property. Now, once you select the property, your agent will schedule a time for you to go and view that property. Okay. And also, if you find properties that the agent did not send you, go ahead and send those over to your agent, and they'll usually add those to the list as well. So you guys can go view those properties as well as the properties that they have sent over to you to view. The next step is viewing the properties. That was the next step. A step after that is writing the offer. So I'm just going to use how we write offers in our market, but every market is different. So check with your local real estate agent about how the offers are written in that market. But as Texas, we have our standardized forms promulgated by our board in our licensing department. And so we have to use those forms. We cannot gear off and just make up our own forms or do what we want to do. We are regulated and licensed, and we got to follow rules. So that's a good thing for the consumer too. So you want your agents following the rules. So in your contract, what I do for my clients is I negotiate the price for them, make sure they're getting the best deal for the current market conditions. Negotiate like if there's a closing date, a closing date. Like sometimes the majority of our homes close within 30 to 45 days, but sometimes luxury homes may need 2 to 3 months because there's just more things going on with those homes. Or sometimes we need to negotiate lease backs for our clients. How much earnest money the client is putting up, how much option money, how many days do they get to take the home off the market, which is the option period, so that the client can do their due diligence. The title company that's going to handle the escrow account, inspection, appraisal, survey. I mean, there's so much to discuss in our contracts. So we usually write those up in our contracts, and of course consult with our clients so that they know what's going on with their contracts. Okay. So when we send these contracts off to the seller. The seller will review them with their agent, their listing agent, and then they will determine if this is a good offer for them. And then if it is, they'll go ahead and accept your offer. If not, they will come back and counter your offer. It's called counter your offer. Now, we're in a hot real estate market right now. A lot of sellers are not coming back and countering the offers. Some are just saying, okay, who has the highest and best offer? I'm going to take that, and I'm not going to take the other offers. So in our market right now, what we're telling our buyers to do is just go ahead and submit your best offer to begin with. You know, there's not really much room right now to play games or like, well, can you give me 50 grand off? And then you submit your offer and you're going to wait for them to come back and say, no, but we'll give you 30 grand off. It's not working for a majority of our homes, especially if you're in a certain price point. If you're a little bit over the luxury, like the luxury market or higher end, you may have some room to negotiate, but the big starter homes or average price point homes, they're flying off the market left and right. So, yeah, you want to be submit your strongest offer the first time around, okay? So once your contract is accepted, you're gonna have to deliver 2 checks. Now, in all cities or all states, this is not required. That's why I say you gotta check with your agent. But in the state of Texas, you're gonna have to deliver 2 checks. One is called earnest money, one is called option money. Or you can do 2 wires. These are gonna go to the title company to hold in escrow. The option money, let's say if it's a $200,000 house, you're gonna give about a $200 check or a $200 wire to the title company. That is going to take the home off the market while you do your inspection, due diligence, and figure out whether or not you want to buy this home. The earnest money, that is if you pass option period, that is the money that you, like your good faith money that you're putting down saying, hey, hold this home, Mr. or Mrs. Seller, for me off the market while I get my financing and get this home closed. Now, in our market, let's say we're going to just use a $200,000 house. So you get a $200,000 house, you're going to need option money of $200,000, earnest money of $2,000, unless there's a negotiation saying more or less, right? The option money, let's say the seller gives you a 7-day option period. That means you have 7 days to take the home off the market, to go get an inspection done, you know, tour it again, make sure it's what you want to buy. If you get an inspection report back and there's something on there you want to negotiate with the seller, if the seller comes to an agreement with you to fix it, of course, that's a great thing. Or some sellers may not have the money out of pocket and may say, well, hey, we'll just go ahead and give you a certain amount of money to closing costs or off the price of the home so that you can purchase this home. If you come to an agreement with the seller on that, you're going to move out of option period. And then now you're under like your permanent contract. That is, so then, oh, let me back up. So let's say the seller says, no, I'm not going to give you any money off. I'm not going to give you any closing costs. I'm not giving you anything. And so you cannot come to an agreement with the seller. If you back out of the contract, you're going to get their $2,000 earnest money back, but you're not going to get your $200 option money back. Okay. All right. So now let's say you decide you're going to move forward. You're fine with the terms of your contract and inspection, and you're going to move forward. So now you're under like kind of like a permanent contract. Now you have that $2,000 earnest money. The only way you can get that earnest money back after your option period is if the appraisal, like the home doesn't appraise. So let's say the owner wants 200, but it comes back at 180. Well, the owner has to drop the price down to 180. Or if you really want that property, let's say you can't find another one like, and you say, well, you know what? Because I have to go back to market and fight all these other people over a house, I'd rather just give this owner the extra 20 grand if they want. Because if I go get this other house, I'm going to have to bid over 20, 30 grand in this current market anyway. So sometimes people will go ahead and just pay the difference, some buyers. And then there's some buyers who says, well, I don't have the money to pay the difference. And so therefore they won't. And in a situation like that, you'll just have to back out of the contract and just go back to market and look for a home. The other way you get your earnest money back is third-party financing. So our contracts are usually written where the buyer gets about 21 days in third-party financing. There are some contracts that give 15 days, 10 days, 30 days, but the majority of our single-family homes are written that way. So in that 21 days, you're giving your lender the time to go through that underwriting phase and all that additional documents they need to collect to finalize your loan. sometimes during that process, things go wrong. People lose their job, people's credit scores drop, people go and finance a car in the middle of a transaction, whatever. If that happens, or it's certain things, because if you go finance a car, then you did that and you knew you weren't supposed to do that, then yeah, that's not going to work. But let's say you lost your job or something, then yeah, then you might get that money back, because they may not be able to finance you because now you don't have a way to prove your income, whatever, or how you're going to pay for this house going forward, at least temporarily until you get another job. So something like that, yes, you're going to get your money back. But if you do something to jeopardize your own loan and you knew you were supposed to do it, then you won't get the money back. So those are ways you get your earnest money back. Another thing I forgot to tell you about the option money, if you decide to back out, you do get that earnest money back. And during your option period, you do get your earnest money back, the $2,000, but you don't get your option money back because you took the home off the market for 7 days while you were doing your due diligence. Therefore, the seller was not able to take another contract and sell it to anyone else in that period. So hopefully that clarified those two things. Okay, let's say everything's great. Inspection went good. You're going to move forward. Like I said earlier, after that, when we open up escrow at the title company is also doing their due diligence. They're doing a title search. They are preparing for the title insurance and everything like that, because if they want to make sure the home is free and clear so they can sell it and transfer ownership to you. If the home has a lien or encumbrance on the property, then they will try to clear those liens and encumbrances up so that they can transfer the ownership to you. If for some reason, let's say the lien is too high, the seller cannot pay it off, or there's some kind of title error issue where one relative wasn't supposed to sell it to someone or sell it to you or whatever. If that happens, then, if that doesn't get cleared up, then you will have to back out of the contract and find yourself another home. And if that does happen, then that's another reason you'll get your earnest money back. But other than that, usually if I have a listing, we run our own title search, and a lot of times it comes back clean. Therefore, we know we can go ahead and sell the property to the person who's buying it. But sometimes, until some title companies get a contract, they don't run that information. Therefore, sometimes you don't find out until 2 weeks into the contract that there might be some issues with the title. And like I said, if the seller is willing to get those cleared up, you're good. But if it's not, or they're just not financially able to, then they're not able to sell that house, and they're kind of stuck with that house until they're able to get that lien cleared up. Now, let's say a seller has a lien. Let's say they have $10,000 lien, they didn't pay their taxes, or they have a $10,000 HOA lien. If you want to pay that for the seller so you can get the home, you're welcome to pay it. There are situations where people are like, hey, this house is a good deal. I can't find another one like it. What's $10,000? If I go over here and try to build this house again, or try to go get a similar one, I'm going to pay 50 grand over here. So I might as well just give 10 grand just to pay that debt off for the seller and take the house. So some people are really nice like that. I had a seller, she was in pre-foreclosure, and that kind of happened to her, where the lien, she had a extra lawyer lien that came onto the property as we were trying to sell it, and it wasn't there previous months because the home was sitting on the market for quite some time because it was a flood home as well as a pre-foreclosure. So it had some issues, but these people came out of nowhere and said, oh my God, this is the best house we've ever seen. We love this house. We're gonna, have our chickens and our dogs running around, our kids, and this is perfect for us. So when we were trying to finalize and get to closing, we found out there was an extra $5,000 or something like that. That was a lawyer fee that popped up against lien against the property, and we had to go back to them and say, hey, the seller's not able to pay. Do you still want this home? If not, we're gonna have to terminate this contract. And they said, oh no, we're not gonna lose this house over $5 grand. We want this house. And it was a pretty good price house. I think it was only already priced at $115 or something. And it was, come on now, that was a good price. And that wasn't even that long ago. Okay, so at the same time, title and lender. So in myself, if I'm the agent, but if your agent, we're working on getting your appraisal order during the middle of this contract. We're working on getting a survey on the property if the property does not have a current survey, or if the owner made alterations to the house, then, or extended the patio, put a pool, we're gonna need a new survey. Underwriting and lenders are doing their due diligence in their part. So everybody's working together as a team to help you get this home closed, okay? Some of the time frames I want to give you guys. Okay, so typically it takes 30 days, 4 weeks to close on a house, typically, but things do come up, you guys. All kinds of things I might one day make videos about, you know, the things that go wrong in real estate. I might make the video about that, but anyway, we try to make sure those things do not happen now that, you know, we have enough experience doing this business. So, but I do want to mention, like, you know, things do happen, but if you give the lender everything they need, give title what they need when they ask you for it, and we have everything we need, we can, you know, start, like if something comes up, we can get it cleared up before, you know, it gets too close to your closing date, so you can have a seamless closing. Okay, so what I want to go over, the last thing is a typical closing in our market takes 30 days, okay? That's 4 weeks. So what is going on in 4 weeks? Week number 1, you put in the offer, you did your inspection, and you decided you're gonna go ahead and buy the house. After those first 7 to 10 days are up, that's your option period. Then after that, if I'm the lender, I'm just using myself as an example, but in your market, you use your agent. But we'll go ahead and order your appraisal. Because now we're ready to move forward with this contract. So when we order your appraisal, the lender is going to order your appraisal. Some lenders may call you, ask you or email you, ask you to fill out a form to agree you ordered the appraisal. Then they may ask you for your credit card number. And the appraisal can take anywhere from 10 to 14 days in a typical market. During last year, when we were at our COVID peak, they were taking sometimes up to 1 month just to get the appraisal back. Okay, I think we're back on track, and I haven't heard of any delays in appraisal recently, except VA loans. They've been taking a little bit longer, but not that much longer. It's nothing to be worried about. But conventional loans and FHA, they've been okay. So week number 2, you're getting, between that week number 1, as you're leaving your option period, week number 2, you're waiting on the appraisal to come back. So 2 and 3, you're kind of waiting on appraisal. At the same time, by week number 3, we're ordering survey, because survey's really fast. We can usually get it back in under a week or 5 days. And when we get closer to when we know you're out of underwriting or you're really about to move forward with this home, nothing has come up with appraisal, the last maybe like 2 weeks to the last 10 days, 14 days of the contract, you're going to be getting insurance on the property. You don't want to get it. I mean, you can get quotes, but you don't want to actually pay for the policy and get it in place until you're closer to closing, just to make sure everything's good. You're closing, you're buying the house. Okay, so that's what's going on between those 4 weeks. And then week number 3 and 4, a lot of lenders are in the final underwriting process. And about week 4, they give that clear to close, and you go to closing within 3 to 5 days once they give that clear to close. And you go to title, or in your state, some people have to go to lawyers or attorney's office, but in our state, we have title companies. So you'll go there, you sit down, you sign your paperwork, and we give you the big old key, and everybody's happy. But I just wanted to go over some steps on the home buying process. I know I went over a lot. I know it might be overwhelming when you first hear this, but that's what we're here for. That's why I have a whole real estate team in the state of Texas and all the 5 major cities to help you with your real estate needs. So we are very experienced and been doing it for many years. So you don't have to like guess all this stuff. It's just, we're just going to set it up and walk you through step by step, every step in each week, what we're expecting. And then you get email alerts about what's going on with the file. And so it goes by pretty well. But hey, thank you so much for watching this video. And if you have any questions, all you have to do is reach out to me. If you're a real estate agent that needs coaching on your real estate business, reach out to me as well. And don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel so I can bring you more great content and help you with real estate investing, early retirement plans and financial independent plans, and as well as careers in real estate. So just reach out to me if you need any help. All right. Thank you guys.